Good morning. Another chapter of Astro 6. Today, the chapter that I'm on is called Sexuality is a Journey. I read Sexual Activism, Consent to Positive Sex. I'm here on Sexuality is a Journey. This is an essential thing to accept. Your sexuality will evolve throughout your life, just like your birth chart's interpretation, and will be affected by what you're living at at any given point. You will experience the sexuality differently according to your path and evolution. Amina talked about this in the previous part. Every astrologer will read different things in you, and the same birth chart. Well, it's kind of the same thing here. Every partner, every sexual act will bring you specific feelings that will give you many ways to understand yourself. This stems from the fact that no sexual act is identical, and you never feel the same thing. Ambience can change. Just like acts and sexual positions, and you will progressively discover new things. You will slowly learn to better yourself, to know what your likes and dislikes are. But even this will constantly change throughout your life. For example, when you start becoming more confident, we we live our sexuality very differently. When we are self-conscious, we absolutely struggle to fully immerse in sexual act. We can often believe our partner is a gift from life, and that we don't deserve them in a way. Moreover, when we aren't very self-confident in general, we don't like our bodies, and thus we struggle to let go during sexual act. But don't worry, you can work on this. Sexual confidence doesn't appear out of nowhere, especially in our society, which doesn't guide us toward acceptance and self-love. Because yes, our body is one of the centers of sexuality, and, and for it be aware during sexual acts, we need to love it. It can take time to it can take time. This is also a journey, and all these things that all these things are the reasons that make them believe that is not such things as good or bad. Lay how we brand this uh, heritage people is yet another way to pressure ourselves and others in society that already pushes to put ourselves in boxes and labels ourselves. In reality, there are sexual connections that happen more easily than others. It might be easier for you to let go with one person, but not with the other. There's no explanation really. It either works or it doesn't. For some people, connection is important, and they really need to learn to know one another, to masturbate next to each other, to observe, and to perfectly, and it's perfectly normal. You are constantly evolving just like everyone else. You work on your mental blocks, you fear, your self confidence. Sexuality is also a way for you to grow, to be fulfilled within yourself and your being. Thi- is right. This is the right moment to ask yourself if you crave other people's validation, and if yes, why or how. You can also ask yourself how masturbation practices are connected to to your self confidence and self esteem. As you as for your relationship to others, it is also unveiled through sexuality. That is why I invite you to think of sexuality as something fun and hot, but also transformative and powerful. Sexuality without penetration. Sexuality without penetration allows your body to keep away from society norms, but also to ground yourself in a way to experience sexuality. It will also stimulate the creativity when it comes to sexuality because you will look for other ways to feel or give pleasure, which will help you step out of your comfort zone. You can let yourself be engrossed by glances, the eye contacts that connect eyes, the windows to the soul, and creating this visual connection is in your sexuality will all allow you to fully live your sexual acts. Another way is to exploration of manual sex. Thanks to different seasons, seasons that you can deploy on, on, on all the parts of your body. I look look for a quiver. These feelings that is born in your abandonment and, and spreads to your lips because physical feelings that society denies us to also denies us is also that means to make love. Using your mouth and other ways to feel and give sexual pleasure, you can give your partner pleasure by kissing their body, and oral sex is sexual practice in its own right, which you can absolutely decide to explore more. It is, however, important for you to understand that its purpose isn't to absorb, arouse your partner. The point is to make love to them, to take the time to use your lips, tongue, and mouth to offer them new sensations. In the end, every part of your body can be sexual if you decide so. In instance, if 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 and when you decide so, because it believe because I believe that you decide whether your body or part of, of it is sexual. Oh, shoot. You also decide when you want to be sexualized, nobody else, especially not men in the street, for example. You decide for you. In any case, you don't need to penetrate or be penetrated to say you're having sexual intercourse. You define what you see as sexual intercourse, and it's when you want. However, you want it. What what's really what really matters is that you learn to know yourself, to know what you like, what excites you, and what doesn't. I call the determining. I call that determining your sexual profile. It's not fixed. It is not fixed since it will transform with experience throughout your life, and it might even change with this book. Since Amina and and I will use the stars to guide you towards your sexuality, so you may discover more about yourself and learn to awaken your sexual energy.